Lions beat the Chiefs, and as we continue to dissect this game, there's some under the radar stars during that game that I want to point out. So before I start, let me know in the comments who was the under the radar player for you that, man, had some big plays, did some good things. I mean, because we love Branch's pick six, we love Goff and his ability to really make it happen when it counts. The O-line played well, Hutch, CJ, we all get those guys, but is there an under the radar player for you that you really liked how they played and made some good key plays? So my two guys that I think, yes, they had some mistakes, they had some things that went wrong, but guys that really played well, and I think you're only going to see that grow, is Jerry Jacobs and Sutton, our two corners. They weren't talked about a lot during the game, and that's kind of the interesting part about a corner position, right? If you're not getting talked about, that's kind of good, but if you're also kind of getting beat a little bit, so they did give up some things, no question about it. Sutton had the pass interference way down the field. It was more pass interference than I thought originally. He kind of pushes him in the back. That it wasn't like, Owarie would have pass interferences where he's just way out of position, struggling. I mean, Sutton was actually trying, looking, going for the ball, runs into him, fine, right? You can live with that stuff all day long. Jerry Jacobs, though, played really solid. So if we look at the numbers, you look at Patrick Mahomes, he had a QBR of 72. He went 21 of 39. They were like 0-8 on third downs. He passed for 226 yards, which is an average of about 6 yards per pass, which is this is Patrick Mahomes. He has the ability to scramble, and you saw him scramble because of the pressure from the defensive line, Hutchinson mainly, and he's able to, he's so good at that. This is the best player in the game for two reasons. He can scramble and he can play really well in the pass, so we see that when we play. Go ahead, Justin, throw it. Right. And it's hard to keep him in the pocket. With Mahomes, you have to keep him in the pocket, but also get pressure because he can throw it, and he's really good at finding the open guy. So this is the best quarterback in the world. And our corners and our secondary, I thought, did an outstanding job. You're not going to shut anyone down, but here's the play or the stat that I think is the most important. And it's a little, it's this one. It's the longest pass that they had was 34 yards. When you play Mahomes, they go up and down the field, long passes, big passes, chunk plays over and over again. And I think they had three plays over 20 yards. And that's it. They had a couple hits back to back there when they went down and scored a touchdown. But we kept things under control in the secondary as a whole. I mean, there was that big play at the end of the game where it was 3rd and 20 or 2nd and 20. I can't remember. And CJ Gardner-Johnson is in there, breaks it up. That's the stuff. And even when they caught the ball, we were right there. Yes, Sutton gave up a long pass that was eventually called back because of a holding. But he was right there, right? Like, there was not guys just running free. We have the ability now, secondary wise, to stay in front of guys. So you look at Jerry Jacobs and Sutton. Do they have amazing stats? No. Did they give up some things? Yes. But we now have a secondary that was right there. Even the stuff that they gave up was right there. Remember that long pass down the middle, a huge play for the Chiefs, 3rd and 15. They throw it right down. It looks like Jerry Jacobs is going to intercept it. I mean, he doesn't even plan that. He's just like playing to, like, I'm going to catch this, and somehow the other guy catches it. Okay, fine. Okay. We have to look at it from a different perspective. Like, we're right there. We're all over these wide receivers. It's a passing league. It's Patrick Mahomes. You're not going to stop these guys. But what I wanted to see from the secondary is, all right, they hit a 12-yard pass. Are we right there tackle them? Yes, there's not much run after catch. Those two guys for me are just kind of the under the radar, played really well, kept us in the game. I mean, how many times in the second and third quarter did we just give the ball right back to the Kansas City Chiefs over and over and over? And it's like, oh my gosh, they're going to blow this game wide open. And they couldn't do it. And so that is what's huge, because Patrick Mahomes, for his career, averages 8 yards a pass. We gave up 5.5 yards per pass. That tells me that the yards after the catch were not there, and it's huge. His career rating is 105. We gave up 77. So you measure what we did against his career. We really took the receivers out of the game. I get the drops. I get that. I mean, we get Kelsey wasn't there, and Kelsey's huge, 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 huge. I fully recognize all of that. But at the end of the day, you're the best player in the game of football at home, first game of the season. There's so many things, little things that we took out of their hands. And I love the fact too that the Chiefs got cute a few times. It's like, we're a good team. You can't get cute with us. They tried to do that quarterback sneak thing, got cute. They tried to go for it on 4th and 25. Disrespectful. I mean, like, all right, that was a terrible call. And they're so confident. They got Mahomes. They almost did pick it up, but no, you can't do, don't do those things against us. So love that. Let me know again in the comments who stood out to you. That's not the obvious choice. Was it Frank Ragnow? Was it somebody that is not getting a lot of love? I mean, even Jack Campbell, I thought did a really nice job, and I loved how we used Jack Campbell. If you saw in the beginning, Barnes got the start, and I think that, and I love that because we didn't want to put Jack Campbell out there first game, rookie, a lot going on, and they run a wheel route or something and trick him. It's like, let's let him settle into the game. And I also loved that Malcolm Rodriguez was not out there much. And what I mean by that is Malcolm's a really good player, and he started all year for us last year, but he's a undersized linebacker. I mean, he just is. Like, he's not, if that's your starting linebacker, it's not great. We show now we can bring him in and then what happens now is Malcolm Rodriguez is your backup, or is a guy that's coming in off the bench or rotating in. You got a good linebacking core. So the Lions, in just a very short amount of time, have improved all areas of the team. And really what you've done now is you've meshed the Dan Campbell, the coordinators, the culture, all the things that are really good with the players. We have players now. And so it's all come together, and it's really awesome. And I also love about Dan Campbell is he's got the ability to keep us that old school it's still football, right? You got to be mentally, physically tough. You've got to do that. You can't get away from that in football, but you also have to be innovative and smart and play the game aggressively. And you see teams get caught in between that, or coaches in between that, tough, hard nosed, and it's like they're not innovative, and it's just like, that doesn't work. You can't just be, oh, we're just gonna be this tough. Then you've got the other side, so we're going to be innovative and smarter than everybody. At some point, you got to have both, and he has the ability to do that. So absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this. Again, let me know your underrated star from the Chiefs game and who you're excited to see moving forward. And we will see all of you on the next one.